It isn't quite cooked yet.
This week on isletunes, we'll measure tropical storms on the Kinley scale, we'll go to the max with hockey, and Island Fringe Festival founder and femme fatale of folk Sarah Legal-Lazar will talk to us about her new album, Valleys. Yous ready, PEI? Let's get her done! Hello, Prince Edward Island. I am Adam Michael James, and you are listening to isletunes for the week of September 17th, 2023. Hurricane edition? I'm here to keep you company as we weather this storm together, so grab your storm chips, chocolate is my preference, and your headphones as we kind of lean into the theme of our current weather event, among other things. Now, this is something I've purposely waited on, but I'm going to play one of my own songs. Hey, you know what? My podcast, my rules. It's not something I intend to do often, it's just that the timing begged for it. As I told you in isletunes' debut episode, one of my gigs is that I produce radio broadcasts for the Charlottetown Islanders games over at Max 93.1. To open things up, we used to play Stompin' Tom and the hockey song, which stuck in my craw because Max is a rock station, and everybody and their grandmother plays that. Then there was Big League by Tom Cochrane, but you know the kid dies, right? Hardly cheering fare. Plus, again, that's the most overused song when it comes to hockey. So I asked the higher-ups at Max if I could take a shot at creating something written specifically for the Islanders. The result is what you're about to hear. I had the good fortune to be able to team up with John Hasham from Sticky Honey on lead guitar, Albert Kays from Stratton & Kays on drums, and brace yourselves, David Rashid from Haywire on bass and additional guitar, all of whom I dubbed the PEI Hockey Rockers. Now, I'm a pop guy, but they encouraged me to go with the hairband flow to deliver a style of vocals I didn't even know I could do. The game opener of the Charlottetown Islanders 2023-2024 season kicks off on Max 93.1 Friday night with pregame at 6:45 and puck drop at 7, but you get to hear my unofficial theme a few days early. It's me, Adam Michael James, and the PEI Hockey Rockers with Islanders to the Max. See what I did there? Starting things off with an
isletunes Rock Block.
Islanders
Michael James.
And I'm airing the fun. I don't stop till the games are done.
Which you're only gonna find on Max 93.1.
Ain't no in between. The Oscar, the extra mile. Overcoming every trial. Brits face off to the playoffs. They're making each man smile. Every player's got the skill. You know they're the name of luck. And anyone who takes them on, they're gonna get tread. Cheer for the swarm of gold and black. Max, 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 Max. Their honors to the max. Max, 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 Max. Holy shinny. Their honors to the max.
Monday night, I walk through those glass doors. It's music to my ears. Blades on ice, bucks hitting boards, turning back the years. Tonight we got dressing room number 9. We're gonna be packed in like sardines. That's okay. We're living out a dream. On the ice, on the ice. Let out the kid in you. On the ice. Let's pretend for a while and try and make that play. Forget about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday. It's here and now, 2-on-1, a clear-cut breakaway. It's intense, it's high and low. What more can I say? The air is crisp. It's a change of pace. It doesn't really matter if you don't win the race. That's okay. We're living out a dream. On the ice, on the ice. Let out the kid in you. On the ice, on the ice, on the ice. Let out the kid in you. On the ice. Come on, boys, let's play. I want a dream today. Let's lace 'em up and get on the ice. Come on, boys, let's play. I want to throw the world away. Let's lace 'em up and get on the ice. Come on, boys, let's play. I want a dream today. Let's lace 'em up and get on the ice. Come on, boys, let's play. I want to throw the world away. Let's lace 'em up
Celebrating the start of the Charlottetown Islanders' new season this Friday, it's the second of two hockey songs here on iTunes. This one is On the Ice by John McCallum from his 2004 Wonderment album. John was inspired to write this track from his time playing rec hockey in Charlottetown, and he put together an informal video to the song comprised of footage from a New York Rangers game he took in at Madison Square Garden, which got a nod from the Rangers themselves. John's more recent offering, Offerings, was released earlier this year. Well, if we have to sit through a tropical or post-tropical or whatever they're calling it today storm and its remnants, we might as well make a thing out of it, right? Just so happens that in the secret iTunes music library, there sit some songs having to do with storms and sea. So let's delve into a quartet of tunes on the topic, beginning with an island fave and one of my personal faves, Todd McLean, who is absolutely synonymous with PEI music and probably started recording here when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Hey, this guy has played everywhere, with everyone, recorded as a solo artist and in multiple groups. He even wrote for The Guardian and published the highly acclaimed book Global Chorus in 2014. I promise I'll get back to the guitar stuff you taught me, Todd. In the meantime, from his 2018 solo album Long John June, here's Batten the Hatches on iTunes. And the next time I see him, I'll have to ask if he knows of anything else besides a hatch gets battened. I mean, haven't you ever wondered?
Gone away on a beat-up sailboat, you and me, to a place we don't know. Where do we care? Could we give any less of a ship? Oh, way, oh. Ooh, the wind howls, batten the hatches down, singing like sweet Georgia Brown. It's a fine life all around. Oh, way, oh. And ooh, wow, batten the hatches down. And we've got not a single peso to our name. Yeah, we left it all behind, said goodbye. Adios to the grim and the grind. Oh, well, one look, get that grin on your face on the richest first mate on the sea. Oh, well, and ooh, the wind howls, batten the hatches down, singing like sweet Georgia Brown. It's a fine life all around. Oh, way, oh. And ooh, wow, batten the hatches down. Ooh, the wind howls, batten the hatches down, singing like sweet Georgia Brown. It's a fine life all around. Oh, way, oh, yeah. And ooh, the wind howls, batten the hatches down, singing like sweet Georgia Brown. It's a fine life all around. Oh, way, oh. Ooh, wow, batten the hatches down. Ooh, wow, it's a fine life all around. Ooh, wow.
finds a glittery shimmer, and I'll always remember you were gone in the winter. When the feeling of warm vibes can be passed from a stranger's eyes, how I'd hope that you changed your mind, mesmerized by the Christmas lights. Maybe I would see you around. Maybe I would recognize your sound, or just smile as we passed in the street, like the magic when lovers meet. And did you leave a note to say you're going home? And did they even know you were so alone? Was there something you wanted to say? Or you said it and it wouldn't go away? But for now we'll just meditate on the silent and frozen waves. Did you leave a note to say you're going home? Did they even know you were so alone? Till the day that we meet again on some river around a bend, I will sit by this roaring fire and hear your voice in the angels' choir. To the man in the sea, you are finally free. By the grace of the moonlight, I will sing to you all night.
That's Kinley, To the Man in the Sea, from her self-titled 2020 album. Kinley recorded with cousin Liam Corcoran of 2 Hours Traffic fame and then with Dennis Ellsworth before hitting the island as a solo act in 2016 and sweeping the Music PEI Awards the following year. Despite having 3 albums under her belt now, Kinley keeps it real by hosting open mic nights at Baba's Lounge on Wednesdays. Keep a spot open for me, Kinley. I might just show up for one of them. Coming up, a brand new cut from country crooner Keith Carruthers and why you might need to wear your parka in Florida. Elijah McDougall is a drummer whose work appears on 7 albums, including Nolan Compton's Born and Raised EP. But it turns out he ain't no session musician. When he turned his attention to crafting last year's The Boy Who Would Be EP, he played almost all the instruments on it, just like Prince, in addition to writing, recording, and producing everything himself. This happens to be the shortest track on the collection and definitely leaves you wanting more, but it's in keeping with this current Lee theme, The Ocean from Elijah McDougall, rushing in on iTunes.
The tired, heavy-hearted wait in motion, down for the count before the count begins, hit before the punch is thrown, a fireman on fire in his flame-resistant clothes. Yeah, I will walk into the ocean. The sand and rocks beneath it's more than you can see.
Bonjour tout le monde, c'est Patricia Richard de Sirène et Matelot et vous êtes à l'écoute de isletunes.
Finishing up our watery homage to Lee, be off with ya already! That was Dan Dworin with Waves of Port Hood from his debut solo album, Even My Guitar Is in Love With You, from 2011. Port Hood is on the western side of Cape Breton Island and is where Dan started his first band at the age of 13, incidentally. This song is only one of 2 instrumentals on that album and is a notable departure from his signature groovy, bluesy guitar style, which rather calms the seas of this isletunes episode. Psych! I'm flipping it on y'all, maybe giving you a little something to tell Lee that we survived him. In the grander scheme, Vatir is an Old Norse term and it refers to spirits in Norse mythology. As a blanket definition, these spirits could be elves, dwarves, giants, and gods, though there are different types of Vatir, and this is a music podcast, not a folklore podcast. On PEI, Vatir is a black metal duo, and I'm about to hit you with the first release song from their upcoming EP that's being recorded over at Studio Dimanche. According to Vatir's Keegan Wake, the track is about a witch burning with other fantasy elements worked in. Hey, I'm a hardcore Bewitched fan with 4 books out on the show, so I don't know how I feel about that. Plug. They're on Amazon. Let's also plug Rise of the Serpentborn, rising with the decibels on isletunes. Wait for it.
chosen one, bringer soir portant une triste nouvelle, lui annonçant la mort de son amant. Tout aussitôt, Jeannette, désolée, à deux genoux, priait pour son amant. Mon Dieu, rendez-moi petite Pierre, mon fiancé, celui que j'aime sous le rameau d'une verte rameuse, un guélinot gazouillait tendrement. Mais le linot répétait la prière que fit Jeannette au pied du rosier blanc. Mais le linot répétait la prière que fit Jeannette au pied du rosier blanc. Amour, amour au pied du rosier blanc.
A Cadillac from their 1998 album of the same name. That's Le Rosier Blanc, the white rosebush for the francophonically challenged, like me, on iTunes. While Lee is out there finishing up making history, I suppose it's as good a time as any to get into This Week in PEI History. September 17, 1839, Colonial Secretary Lord John Russell approved of terms proposed by PEI's land proprietors regarding the land question, which included the establishment of a court of escheat. That's the right of a government to take ownership of property when it's been unclaimed for a prolonged period. That whole land question thing makes my head hurt. September 20th, 1810, George Coles was born in Queen's royalty. Coles was the first premier of the island and also a father of Confederation, probably why he's got a building named after him downtown. September 20th, 1890, the Reverend F.E.J. Lloyd was taking a walk with his wife and just happened to encounter a woman running whose, quote, uncovered head was streaming in the wind, unquote, according to the Daily Examiner account of September 22nd. Lloyd apparently realized the woman was an escapee from the Falconwood Insane Asylum and managed to detain her long enough that she could be returned to the facility. Thank you to PEIHistoryGuide.com for that one. QEH, incidentally, is now on the site where Falconwood once stood. Take what you like from that. September 21st, 1774, Reverend Theophilus Desrosiers was appointed to the parish of Charlotte. Now we know why there's a Desrosiers Crescent in Charlottetown, don't we? Coming up, banding together with a new single and traversing the valleys with songstress Sarah Legal-Lazar. Getting back to history for a moment, Scott Parsons, who can only claim Jean McClellan, Lucien LaRue, and George Antoniak as his mentors, is a master at taking elements from island history and transforming them into melodic, entertaining songs. Black Island history in particular. In 1993, Scott formed Jupiter Wise, which he named after a slave who was convicted of assault and barely avoided being hanged for it. Jupiter's Tale formed the basis of the album and also the title track, which you're going to hear now. Scott Parsons replacing textbooks with blues for this little history lesson on iTunes.
Court records from 1785. Case of the king was Jupiter Wise, convicted of assault sentenced to die. The king was Jupiter wise. The king was Jupiter wise. The king was Jupiter wise. Call him a thief, a violent slave, that never guessed what his friends would say. Lived to steal a boat, the United States, be a free man for the rest of his days. Well, Jupiter wise, her Sultan John Clark, they're gonna hang you high. The benefit of clergy, save your life. The king was Jupiter wise. The king was Jupiter wise. The king was Jupiter wise. Sent for 7 years service to His Majesty's Isles. Case of the king versus Jupiter wise. A slave in the West Indies, last we heard of his life. The king versus Jupiter wise. The king versus Jupiter wise. The king versus Jupiter wise.
Getting wise about Jupiter wise, thanks to Scott Parsons on iTunes. Spivey hit the island's growing hip-hop scene just 4 years ago, but he's made a hell of a mark in such a short span of time. His first EP got him a nomination for a Music PEI Award, and his following full-length album netted 2. Not letting any grass grow under his turntable, he dropped this single just a few months later, and it is smooth. It's Spivey with Masquerade, and I should warn you, this cut merits issuing an
isletunes F-bomb alert!
Certain drought, a file for desperado. Everybody wanna just coddle, fall through hell to follow. Get her caught up in the matrix, settle for the latex, just so she can fake it. They call her love a luxury. Every time I call, she drops and falls right next to me. Rihanna on her playlist, no killer, but she's slaying. Lies she told start adding up, and he mad enough, it gon' make sense now. Our history will unfold. Gotta pass, a thing that you can't hope for. I'd apologize for stealing, but pleasantries won't heal it when she settles with the feelings. And then the mysteries will crumble, tearing down the fear we have of unknown. Forget the life you never had. The broken try to coincide, but hopeless times will lead her back. It's late again, I know you struggle to be faithful. A masquerade, different faces always make you wonder why you wanna fuck around. I ain't here to talk about the dance we take. The struggle makes us feel so shameful. With every pace I feel this place will always make me wonder why you wanna fuck around. I ain't here to talk about and I
us.
ain't trying to be the one you stay with. Keep on dreaming of you after rings. Bitch, one time down I feel like hot the fragrance with a smell so foul like it almost tasted. Over anxious and bored of anger, but I'll take my chance with an hour stranger as I make this dance. While I shake these hands, she can take my stance as I throw and dangle her chain to hang in my face again. May just notice how the makeup is spread way low down beneath the chin, so I may just focus on the effort and take it back after dance like we did one time in a memory. With a waist that sets off a trance that'll lead her back to my balcony. Our history will unfold. for, spinning down the path that won't make us whole. Hard to apologize for my sins, I'm weak. Tried to end this too peacefully, my choices lead us to suffering. The mystery will crumble, breaking down the walls you built to hold. The life you grew into comfortably, with your family that you just left to be, and the dance that ends when the night completes. It's late again, I know you struggle to be faithful. A masquerade, different faces always make you wonder why. Why you wanna fuck around? I ain't here to talk about the dance we take, the struggle makes us feel so shameful. With every pace I feel this place will always make me wonder why. Why you wanna fuck around? I ain't here to talk about us.
Well, I'd give anything to stay the hands of time, and I'd give anything to do this one more time. And I'm not the only one. Yeah, I'd do anything to see the world you do, and I'd do anything to keep on loving you. And I'm not the only one. Of the things I could regret, wasted time and bitterness, of the things I must confess. But before I move along, gotta sing just one last song, 'cause this band of brothers, they've been with me all along. I'd tell anyone how deeply I love you, and I'd tell anyone how much you love me too. But you're not the only one. Of the things I could regret, wasted time and bitterness, of the things I must
Brothers, Band of Brothers. That rhymes. And it's on iTunes. This track is a follow-up to Keith's 2022 Done and Dusted album, and as you heard, it epitomizes the bond formed between members of a band after they've played together for a long time. Keith makes his home in Ohio now, but hails from O'Leary, covering the O's, and Band of Brothers is a preview from his upcoming Carruthers 2 collection, which will be out in 2024. Okay, because of Hurricane Lee, I am going to skip the gig announcements because who knows what's going to get rescheduled when, right? Instead, let's go straight to our interview guest this week. She is the femme fatale of folk, a founder of the Island Fringe Festival, and this summer she has toured from French River to Five Houses. Okay, not really, but I wanted to keep the F alliteration going. You know, we got a thing going. It's Sarah Legal-Lazar here in the iTunes studios, also known as my basement, to talk about her new album, Valleys. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And as they say in New York City, where you lived for a while, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Trying to keep dry.
Yes. Both of us.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's that time of year, I guess. Anyway, let's not talk about weather. Let's distract people from that and talk about you. If my information is correct, you sent a song into radio when you were 9?
I did, yes.
What motivated you to do that at such a young age, and how did that turn out?
It turned out slightly disappointing, but I had a band with my best friend at the time called the Sugars. We were very influenced by the Spice Girls, and we decided there was a competition in Montreal on Mix 96, which it's now Virgin Radio. It was the big pop station at the time, and we decided that we wanted to submit something, and so we recorded a song that we'd written, the two of us, a cappella on a boombox, and I dropped the tape off. And I think, very rude, never heard anything back.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Right? I don't know that we necessarily should have won, but I think the fact that we were 9 probably should have been taken into account.
I think so.
Yeah. So we thought we were pretty impressive.
You were pretty impressive.
Thanks.
Oh, totally. As I mentioned, your new album is Valleys, kind of like here in the valley of the studio. Mm-hmm. You just had your album launch show September 3rd. How did this album come into being, and how is it different from your previous work?
Yeah, it came into being kind of because of PEI and the pandemic. I was usually I'm in Montreal half the year, I'm on PEI half the year, and I was here for 15 months straight during the pandemic, which had its own peaks and valleys. It was an incredible place to be, but there were things that I missed about the big city as well. And while I was here, I do a lot of things, but they're kind of only in the arts, and theater was shut down, and I didn't really know what to do for work, and so I started playing in bars, which I hadn't done since I was 19 in New York. And it was really fun, and I'd actually been thinking for a while of putting music kind of on the back burner and focusing more on playwriting and acting, and I felt I was kind of doing too much and spreading myself too thin. But because the theater scene was non-existent during the pandemic and music was alive and well, it kind of rekindled this love that I have for music and for making music. And so when things opened back up, I took a meeting with a producer in Toronto that I'd been hooked up with, and we really hit it off, and things kind of just sprung from there. But if I hadn't been playing at, Gahan and Mark's and those other places during the pandemic, I don't know that I actually would have taken that leap and decided that that's what I wanted to do.
See, so sometimes peaks do come out of valleys.
Exactly, yes.
Is that where the title of the album kind of came from?
Yeah, the title comes from a lyric from one of the songs. There's a song called Still Waters, and there's a line in it that says, "On that uphill climb, there are valleys on the way." And I was really struggling with the title for the album. I hadn't been able to think of anything, and my producer emailed me. It was over Christmas break, and he was like, "The album is being mastered in 2 days. She needs the title for the metadata of the album title, so you need to think of something." I was okay with some of the options, but they didn't feel like they were gelling to me. And so I actually went, and I didn't listen to the songs, but I went and I read the lyrics on my laptop. And so I was reading the lyrics, and then the word valleys jumped out at me, and I was like, yeah, in so many ways, that's what most of the songs on this album are about. Whether they're about relationships or other things, they're really about kind of those highs and lows and peaks and valleys, and the fact that usually you see yourself through on the other side, like through these hardships, that on the other end of it, usually you make it out. So that's why I chose the title.
Speaking of Even Miami is Cold, I like the implications that the title sets up, the visual and almost, I don't know, you can almost feel it, and as I said, I lived in Florida for several years. This is the song that I'm actually going to play.
Exciting.
I'm excited. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, so I went on a trip to Miami. I was in a long distance relationship, and we decided to meet in Miami for a trip, and it was horrendous. It was truly, I can laugh about it now, and I could laugh about it shortly thereafter, but I couldn't laugh about it in the moment because the whole relationship just fell apart over the 5 days. I was so stressed that I was shivering in this, 30-something degree heat. I got back to Montreal and I didn't really have a lot of time to process it because I had this big show going up at the Segal Center, no relation. One time, I was getting ready to get up and walk out the doors, and I just had this little line in my head, like, baby, when I'm with you, even Miami is cold. And I was like, huh. And I said it as a joke to myself, and I was like, it's not a bad lyric. And then the rest of the song kind of just fell into place. So in a lot of ways, that song is a metaphor. And in a lot of ways, it's actually a very straight telling of what happened on that trip.
But still, isn't it an amazing thing to be able to take something that happened to you that was unpleasant and turn it into a song like that?
Yes, but the problem is now when I go through a very upsetting breakup and I don't get a song out of it, I feel very jilted. I'm like, excuse me, we went through hell and nothing came from it.
You feel like I did something wrong.
Yeah,
I didn't get a song out of that.
Yeah, I've been waiting 3 years for one particular song to come to me, and maybe it'll take another 20 years, but I'm like, I am owed that song.
The album is Valley's. The femme fatale is Sarah Legal-Lazar. This is the isletunes studio, also known as my basement that hopefully won't flood during Lee. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
We're going to play you Even Miami is Cold here on isletunes.
We take turns being lower, so the next round is on me. Seems these days it's the only way you can bear to be around me. We went too fast, hell these things never last, that's what you always say. By the time we got to Inwood, well I knew we'd lost our way. You taught me that the only way to keep a man was to lie as often as I possibly can. I wanted to see the Everglades, we never made it there. I thought that this was forever, babe, but the signs were in the air. Oh, we lie in separate beds tonight and wait for each new heartbreak to unfold. Baby, when I'm with you, even Miami is cold. We make plans for the future, but the end is drawing near. True, no one knows what the future holds, but the odds aren't great, my dear. We spend our days in silence, it's the one thing we still share. In the middle of Little Havana, we were too far past repair. You showed me that the only way to stay in love was to smile real sweet and let you be and bite my tongue. I wanted to see the Everglades, we never made it there.
Miami is cold, tropical storms in PEI 3 Septembers in a row. If the earth isn't trying to tell us something, Sarah Legal-Lazar just did with a single from her Valleys album on iTunes. You can find her music and keep up with all of her exploits on sarahsl.com. There was more to our conversation, 20 minutes worth to be exact, so look for that on the iTunes Patreon page. For $5 a month, you can avail yourself of extended interviews. So far, my complete video chats with Drea McDonald, Gordon Belcher, and Joe Chevry of LaFunk are up there, with more coming as I have time to edit and post them. If you like what I'm bringing you every week, pulling the range of PEI's music into one place, then becoming a subscriber is a way of showing support. Just hit patreon.com/iTunes. Another way to support the podcast is through its Indiegogo campaign, where you can do a one-time donation and come away with songs and writings done up by me as rewards. Go to Indiegogo and look up iTunes, or make it simple on yourself by simply going to isletunes.ca. Links to both Indiegogo and Patreon are there. I'm still trying to figure out why some of these web security places are dinging the site for phishing. I talked to GoDaddy, who hosts my site, earlier this week, and they assured me that everything is clean and that we're just getting some false flags on there. I've reached out to get things cleaned up, so we'll see how that goes. If you're getting these warnings and would rather avoid the site, I don't blame you, but you can still tell people that iTunes is up and ready on Spotify, Google and Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon, and also RSS, the distribution service for podcasts. Am I fishing for hits? You betcha. If you want to show some love for the podcast or record yourself saying an island catchphrase, shoot me an email at amj@isletunes.ca or leave me a message at 902-807-4250. This week's PEI saying was uttered by Gordon Cobb. I am done, and hopefully any effects from Lee are too. Next Sunday will mark the beginning of fall and the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, so y'all come back now, yeah? Musical contribution to the iTunes theme by Kayla McCauley and John Hashem. Show concept by Rocky O'Neill. I'm Adam Michael James, thanking you for listening and for continuing to spread the word about the podcast PEI didn't know it needed. Be good, and if you can't be good at it. See you next week.